In January, my Design Suite group, went on a live retreat to Hamilton, Missouri. Now, if you've never heard of Hamilton, Missouri before, it's known as Quilt Town, USA. And on this podcast, we actually had Jenny Doan on like last November. So if you want to go check that out, Jenny Doan is amazing. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit of the background of how this live retreat happened. Now, we have, oh gosh, I don't even know how many members at this point. Couple hundred members in Design Suite. So we only do these retreats and only a small number of the membership actually come. And the one we did in January, 22 members came and it was super fun. And we already have the next one planned and actually is going up for the Design Suite members this month. But it's for Design Suite members who need more time with me, who want to go do something fun and cool and meet their community and network. I think in-live events are so important. I personally attend a lot of live events because it's important to me. But let's go back. Okay, so I had this idea at Gardner Quilts in 2022 that I would love to talk to Jenny Doan. Now, I've met her before. She comes to the quilt markets, and I've chatted with her and her children, and I really, really like Sarah, who is in charge of all the shops in Hamilton, and kind of have communicated with a few of them on Instagram. But heavens knows, I did not know them at all. And reached out to Jenny and asked if she wouldn't mind being on my podcast, and also if she wouldn't mind doing a guest expert interview for my Design Suite members. And that's once a week or once a month we have something called the guest expert interview in Design Suite, and that's where I interview someone in the industry to talk to designers, and we kind of give information that we normally wouldn't give, on any of the free platforms like YouTube or Instagram or anything like that. It's more an in-depth look at design. We're talking about colors and buying and all the things. We've had some amazing people on. So I really wanted Jenny to be on this one. I just thought, oh, this would be amazing. My designers would love this. So I reached out, and she immediately got back to me and said, yes, I would love to meet with you at Garden of Quilts. And Garden of Quilts is an event that happens in Utah at Thanksgiving Point, and it's run by Riley Blake Designs, who I design for. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can't believe she said yes. She got back to me right away. I was totally blown away. And connected me with her assistant, and who's Cherry, which if you guys have been on my Instagram, I have like some stories I did with Cherry, and hopefully by now I've already posted. If you want to go on Instagram, you can see some of the fun live retreat things, and hopefully like we're running some video here, so you just don't just hear me talking, but you can kind of see all the fun things we were doing at the retreat. So anyway, I met her that day. We actually found a grassy spot to talk in. There was a huge event happening near us, so it's like noisy, but I honestly would have been grateful for 20 minutes of her time. That's really, I sectioned off an hour or two, but I was just like, if she talks to me for 20 minutes, I would love that, okay? We sat down, we did the podcast, and then we chatted for a little while, and I was incredibly impressed with her authenticity. I was impressed with the knowledge she had. I was impressed with, what she really was trying to do for women quilters, or not just women quilters, but quilters in general. And, how she was leading by example. I thought it was really amazing. So then we did the guest expert series, we did an interview for about 30 or 45 minutes, which was also amazing. And then she sat there and she just kept talking to me. And I felt like for really the first time in my life, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have never had anyone go out of their way to mentor me like this, ever. And I have had a lot of experiences with CEOs. I'm in a mastermind program. But this is the first time I felt like this is someone who's doing something that is so meaningful in the world. And the fact that she is taking this time to talk to me and tell me some things about my business and talk to me about how I can make a difference. It was powerful, you guys. So here's the deal. Right before that, I did a dinner at my house for Design Suite members who were coming to Garden of Quilts. We just did it in my backyard. It was super mellow. And if you can't tell, I love my Design Suite members. I love the community that has been built around me that supports, each other, which is so powerful. So we started talking, and they said, we really want to get together more. This is amazing. This getting together thing in real life is amazing. And I think especially after COVID and the pandemic, like, I could see how this was super powerful. Anyway, so I mentioned to Jenny, I said, I've been thinking about a live retreat for my designers, and I don't know what to do. And she was like, well, why don't you come to Hamilton? And I was like, can I do that? Do you guys have a space big enough for us? She was like, well, there's only a couple of spots open, but in January, we might have some for a group that's as large as you, and you guys can come to the retreat center. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing opportunity. I had never even considered. And there was only a couple of spots in January. I contacted the center. They were able to get me in, and I opened it up to Design Suite. And then, of course, we had to close it in November, so we had new members coming in January and being like, what is this that's happening? And we're like, oh, you had to sign up well in advance. That's why we have to do 2 a year. That was our very first one, because we wanted to make sure and give everyone the equal opportunity to be able to come to one if they could. So anyway, that is how the live retreat happened. Almost everything that happens in my program happens because designers ask me for it. They're like, Carina, can we X, Y, and Z? And if I have enough members ask me for something, we figure it out. That is how all the community stuff has happened in Design Suite. I thought I was coming to teach design. I wanted just to teach design. And Bonnie and Diane both said, Carina, we want a community. Carina, we want a community. And they pushed me enough until I created our personal portal, Design Mastery Community, that's in Design Suite now. And it's also been the push for some other things that have happened that we don't even talk about. If you've done the free training, if you've come to a boot camp, you've heard me talk about Design Suite, we can't cover everything we do in the program. We just can't. It's too much. And we do a lot of things in the hopes that the Design Suite members can choose what works best for them. If they like a written community and they like posting, they can go for that. If they like to be on one of our feeds, on our Marco Polo feeds, then they can come and do that. If they would like to go to an open design time and design with other people, they can do that. But we've made it really flexible so that everybody can do what works best for them. And we hope that people don't feel like they have to do all of it, because it's too much. I don't think I could do all of it. So, all right, back to the live retreat. Sorry, this is me excited and gabby about it. So we stayed at the retreat center. We came in on a Friday, and I actually came in on a Thursday, met my good friend, Abby Brown, who owns the Milestone Market and the Brownstone, which is a wedding venue in Kansas City. And she met me. She was amazing and just came and helped me with this retreat. And then Cassie, who is in my program, also came and helped as an assistant. So what happened at the live retreat? So we got to know each other. We had kind of a spa night, which was more us making pins and doing artwork and feeling free and creative, which was my whole goal of the weekend, was just to be open to what opportunities and experiences that these women needed. That's really what I wanted. And so the other thing we did was we all made pins and badges. I have this whole awards. It's like a badge with everyone who made a pin for me, which I love so much. So fun. And the next day, Cherry, who is Jenny's assistant, walked us through the YouTube studios for Missouri Star, walked us through the warehouse, which was phenomenal. I mean, I knew they were a big company. I know they're a big company, but something about walking through that warehouse like totally blew my mind. I had no idea, you guys. It was so cool. So cool. So there was that aspect. And then Jenny came and had lunch with us, and then she did a Q&A. And that was phenomenal. It was fun to hear her stories in real life. I had started her book previously, and you guys, if you have not read the book, How to Stitch an American Dream, I cannot recommend it enough. It will make you laugh. It will make you cry. It will really, really amaze you that they built this company the way they did. And for my designers who, especially my program, just a shout out, like they didn't take wages at that company. Most of them, and at the top, didn't take wages at that company for 5 years. And one of the things we teach our designers is to try to make money in the first year. And a lot of businesses and a lot of business owners do not take money in their businesses for multiple years as they get started. And that's never my intention in my design program. I like people to start making money right away, but I need to put it out there that it's not uncommon not to make any money for yourself. You can make money, but there's expenses to get things started. And that's really the case in Missouri Star's story. So that is so amazing, you guys. Go read it. It's phenomenal. Anyway, so we spent this time with Jenny. She showed us their personal sewing studio, which was so fun. And then the Design Suite members, we just then ransacked the town, went shopping, looked at all the things, bought things. It was really, really cool. Now, Hamilton, Missouri has done some really cool things that I think is really brilliant. And I was blown away by. One of the things is they have a main shop, and if you go into it, they have these little iPads set up where you can put in all your information, and then they'll print off a scan card for you that you can use in all of the shops. And if you buy $50 or more worth of stuff, it's so cool, they will ship it for you for free. I mean, what other little town does that? So I thought that was really cool. And then it also tracks your points and all of that other good stuff. So there's some really cool things there that I wasn't expecting that they've done so brilliantly in that town. Now, the quilt shops themselves are phenomenal. So beautiful, walking in, seeing all of that fabric. There's also a yarn shop and an art shop, which is really cool. So if you have a chance to go to that town, you should go check it out. So amazing. Anyway, we just enjoyed our day together. That was the Saturday. We enjoyed our day with Jenny and Cherry, exploring the town, shopping. It was just such a fun day. And that night we had put together, we put together vision boards. So I got 2 selfie printers, and those print off 4x6s and connect to everybody's phones. So everybody printed off things and created vision and inspiration boards of things they thought they wanted to design in the future, ideas for colors, and it's just a really great way to grab inspiration for the day. So our Sunday was spent in workshops with me, and during this whole time period, I also did 15-minute consults with every single member because I wanted to see where they were all at. That's one of the cool things about being in a program is that I could spend the time, the 15 minutes, just seeing where everyone was, what questions they had, and kind of directing them on the path that they needed to go, which is really, really important. And I personally loved so much. It was really, really cool. So where was I going with this? I have to think back because it was such a crazy day. So Sunday we did workshops. We really dug into setting up easy methods for setting up your previews. I'm thinking in my head, like, what did we go over? We went over so many things. Time blocking correctly. We went through one person, it was a stay-at-home mom, and someone was a working mom, and we went through and we time blocked so that we went through the entire design process so that we were getting all 4 steps. If you've read the book, we have to go through all 4 steps in order to get to where we need to go, right? So that was really important to me, and that it really helped to be able to see 2 different women and see how we had to block off their time in order to make it work in real time. I think a lot of times as designers we think, okay, I know I'm going to have tonight to work, and so I'm going to design tonight. But if we can get the minute details of this time to this time I'm going to design, this time to this time I'm going to do production, this time to this time I'm going to do uploads, that makes a huge difference to what actually gets accomplished. So we did that, and that was amazing. Then I had shipped in a sublimation printer, a sawgrass printer, and my own tumbler press. And I bought the wrong paper, you guys. Cassie was in charge of running everybody through the system, so everybody made a mug and a tumbler, and I think we determined that the paper was not great paper because the paper I had previously used came with my printer, so I ordered a different paper. it still worked, and like they all turned out really, really cool, so cool. But some of the colors were off. We had some troubles with like the heating of it, but it was actually super fun to do this in a group setting because we were like testing lots of things. We ended up making even like Design Suite Live Retreat mugs, and it was just really fun to see how the process worked in a group setting in that way. So that was incredibly fun. We also ended up raffling off, thanks to Heat Press Nation, the sublimation printer. So that Sawgrass, I think VJ won it, which was really fun. So we had that mailed to her. And it was just really fun. So big thank you to Heat Press Nation because, and you can go check them out at heatpressnation.com because they donated a part of that machine for that live retreat. So that was really fun. I think I stayed up till 3 a.m. that night. I stayed up really late all 3 nights. I was exhausted by the end in the best way possible. We had dinner that night. We played Two Truths and a Lie, which might become a new live retreat thing because it was super fun. And just did closing remarks and takeaways. It was phenomenal. And I think you really would have to be there to really feel what everybody felt in the room, which was this feeling of camaraderie, friendship, those of us all going after the same goals, becoming amazing designers who are profitable and having a network and building something important and big, dreaming big. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It was so amazing that I was feeling really grateful. I had put on the books immediately that we were going to be in Bear Lake and Garden City for Garden of Quilts. So that's our second live retreat this year. It's happening in September. And I'm going to continue to do these because I think they're important for the members. They do cost money. Like we try to just literally break even. That's our goal on retreats, is to break even. Sometimes we go a little bit over and spend a little bit on it, but that's okay because I'm so invested in my designers building that network and building that community. And, I think, I was thinking about this, about my own, I have a peer mastermind in particular that I really love. And one of the things that happens is that there are some things that I just can't tell Josh is my husband, or my kids, or even business associates, because they won't understand it. And one of the things that happens in Design Suite is, since everybody is on different journeys but on the same trajectory, like we're all working towards a dream. Maybe you're over here doing Glowforge, and someone over here is doing silhouette, and someone over here is doing fabric, and someone over here is doing printables. It doesn't matter what the trajectory is. You guys are all kind of on the same path. It is so cool to see that community being built and everyone getting excited about what they're all doing and how important it is to them. And so when one of them says, oh my gosh, you guys, I made a sale today, or oh my gosh, I made 8 sales today, or oh my gosh, I hit 4 figures today, that the excitement from the community and from your peers means so much more, because it means something to them, because they understand the journey you're on. And there are things that I'm doing in my business that, I'll tell my husband about or tell someone else about, and they don't understand. Whereas in my peer mastermind, they all understand because they're on the same journey. And so I think that's a really important part of Design Suite that I don't discuss a lot, but because we're all on the same journey, we have so much more to celebrate together. And we also understand when bad things happen, right? When struggles happen, when things are hard, it's really cool because these are the people who will understand you, understand all the hard things, why it's not working for you, and try to give you ideas of how to make it work, even in the midst of all the difficulties. So I really love that about Design Suite. It's one of those things I didn't expect to happen that really has made me very, very happy. All right, you guys, hopefully you liked that update on live retreats. The one we did in January is in Hamilton, Missouri. The one we're doing in September will be in Garden City. So it'll be at Bear Lake. We're going to be lakeside, which is really fun. And then we're going to be shuttling down to Garden of Quilts for a day, which will be incredible as well. So incredible. And hopefully I can give you an update there on what we do. Every retreat will be a little different. Numbers will be different. And so I think it's fun to check in with you guys. And hopefully you really enjoyed this, to see what my designers are doing. And I will see you guys soon.
Hey,
Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.